I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
We were discussing recently the ULEZ situation.
Yes.
Ultra low emission zones, for those who are unfamiliar with the term.
Yes.
Yes. A set of regulations applied to some of our inner cities, dictating which vehicles can drive within without paying daily charges.
Yeah, so I mean, like you say, so ULEZ is specific to London. There are various charges around the UK
at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there are they all come with their different names. So
They're all the same thing, though.
There's like, for instance, in Bristol there's CAS, the Clean Air Zone. So they all have different names. But what we've done is, when we discussed it the other day, we were focusing purely on ULEZ, which is the London one.
It is specifically the London one. Yes, you're quite right. Yes,
and it's the one that Sorry, go on. Yeah, it's the one that is getting the most press, should we say?
It is getting the most press, but there are somewhat, shall we say, anomalies in the regulations.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set out a little hypothesis for us here to go. I don't think ULEZ is anything to do with improving the air quality in inner cities, or specifically in London. I think it is to do with taxing commercial activities. There, I've said it.
Yes, I think the motives behind it are certainly questionable, and I think it's also been used as a bit of a excuse cover for further monitoring of movement within the city, in terms of the introduction of a large number of cameras, of which there were lots already, but there's a lot of cameras been going up based on the fact that it's going to be managing ULEZ and whatever comes next.
Yep.
Whatever that might be. And there's lots of speculation as to what that might be. Now, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but it's certainly, I agree, has very little to do with air quality.
Right. So that we've arrived at that. So we're starting with the stuff and waffle hypothesis there, aren't you? That is quite the tongue twister. I apologize. So
yeah, I'm not even going to attempt that. No.
Now, can we set ourselves a challenge of going, you have a budget of 50,000 of your English pounds to find some cars that are, quite frankly, ridiculous and yet ULEZ compliant, meaning you do not have to pay the daily charge.
And make the point that it clearly isn't about air quality, otherwise none of these vehicles would be exempt. Now, there is the argument that, and I don't know what you've chosen, but certainly in my case, and likely in yours, the vehicles we've chosen are not going to be present in the city in any kind of volume. These are not high volume vehicles.
No, I mean, actually, some that on my list are not what I would call high volume vehicles, but I would see higher volumes of them in London. So compared to where we live,
that's fair.
London, actually, you will see these cars as much more of standard street furniture.
Yeah, no, that's true. There will be more of them in inner London than there are here. Certainly, yes, that's true. Yes, there will be more expensive, exotic stuff parked on the streets in London than there will be here. Yes, granted. However, I've come up with a bit of a list.
You got a list?
I've got 6 vehicles that are all ULEZ compliant.
Okay, which is good. So you you told me your count, and you've prepped your list ahead of time. I've been scrabbling around late last week, and a couple of just honourable mentions today because I just did a quick fresh skim of the classified, see if there's anything noteworthy that's crept in. So I've got my list of 6 as well.
Cool.
So let's, without further ado, what's number? Well, I mean, in no particular order, I assume.
No particular order at all.
Okay.
No.
Go for it.
Okay.
Number
I
1.
will go first with my number 1, which, funnily enough, we were just saying these vehicles are more likely in London. There is actually one of these that lives 2 doors down from me.
I see.
I've mentioned it before, but the Aston Martin DB11.
Interesting.
Available with both a 5.2 V8 or a 5.2 V12 engine.
Lovely. So that's a big engine, isn't it?
It's awfully large, both of them, whether you go for the 8 or the 12. Yes, they're both quite substantial. I haven't looked into the specific CO2 ratings of these vehicles, but it's a 5.2 V8 or a 5.2 V12. There's going to be a bit, isn't there?
There will definitely be some CO2s climbing out.
But fully ULEZ compliant. All good.
Which is, let's face it, baffling.
Yeah, well, all these are. Well, I mean, a couple of mine are a little bit older, but I mean, that's quite a new car. It makes no sense, does it? It makes no sense. I mean, the DB11 is a lovely thing.
Of course it is.
Yeah, there's a whiff to it.
It just doesn't. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, none of these do. Well, I suppose the couple of older ones I've chosen. No, they still don't. In fact, there's even less reason for older ones. At least newer ones will have been made with a half an eye on some sort of filtering of them. But DB11, there you go, completely ULEZ compliant. Have at it. I haven't actually checked if any of these are over my 50k budget, but I think I'm fairly confident in saying that one is.
I think a DB11 will be over.
Yeah, there's a couple on my list that actually might not be over the 50 grand, but I'm going to put them in anyway because I'm like that.
Hang on. So what was our criteria? Was our criteria over or under?
Good question. I don't think we actually specified, did we? We just said 50 grand.
Okay, so because I'm just quickly skimming mine and going, they're all just a smidge under, but not by much. I mean, we're talking pence. So that's fine.
I think 4 of mine will be over 50 grand. 2 of them will be under.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't actually paid much attention to the price.
That's fine.
However, DB11, you're up over 200 grand.
Oh, blimey. That's big dollar. Right. Okay. So DB11, first one off your list.
Yes.
Quite a new car.
It is quite a new car, but still not terribly emissions friendly.
No. Can I draw to your attention then? I've got an Aston on my list. It seems like a reasonable segue.
Oh, lovely.
So I found for £43,000.
Ooh,
bargain.
Yeah.
I mean, for this car, it is a bargain, and I would bite their hand off. For £43,000, I have found a 2006 Aston Martin DB9 Volante.
Ooh.
And that is a Euro 4 car, which passes. That is a ULEZ compliant car. A car from 2006 with a smidge, with basically a 6-litre V12 naturally aspirated engine.
Wow.
And that is ULEZ compliant. That is fine. Kaylee's van, for instance, a 1.6 litre HDI blue with a massive focus on making that small diesel engine as eco-friendly as it can be, while still providing all of the benefits of torque and economy and friendliness to the wallet for filling it up. That will cost you roughly 15 quid a day, ULEZ. 6 litre naturally aspirated V12, free.
Off you go.
Yeah, pop in whenever you like.
That's so stupid, isn't it?
What?
So, and they wonder why people don't have any respect for these things.
We go.
How is that justifiable?
It's nonsense. Let's face it.
It is.
This year we've started strong. We've hit the nonsense alarm early.
We have.
Yeah,
we have. Although actually, my price estimate for the DB11 was slightly over. I was looking at it in dollars.
Okay.
You can get one from as little as 85.
Okay,
but I've still blown the 50k budget.
You've blown the budget, but you still highlighted a good point of going, it's got a big silly engine, and yet you can drive wherever you like.
Have at it. Yes, indeed. My next one also does not pay any attention to the budget. I do apologise.
It's fine. It's more highlighting the nonsense rather.
It is highlighting the nonsense. This one really highlights the nonsense.
Oh God, go on.
The Lamborghini. Sorry, let me just pronounce that properly. Lamborghini.
Oh, very good.
Yes. A 6.5 litre V12.
Oh yeah.
Yes. All yours. Off you go. No charges to pay.
It's just inconceivable, isn't it?
Yep. Yep. It's way over budget, but it illustrates the point probably better than anything else on the list, to be honest.
It makes absolutely no sense, does it? It's
no, but there we are. A 6.5 litre V12 bona fide supercar. Yeah, nothing to pay. It's all fine.
So what we're saying is we've spotted loopholes early.
370 grams per kilometre of CO2 on that one. But emissions class Euro 5. There you go. Lovely.
Right, hang on. I'm going in. Why on earth does this not tell me what I want? Does that do it? Okay, yeah, go on. Just read me that CO2 figure again, please.
370 grams per kilometre.
So, 370 grams per kilometre. So,
and it's
again,
rated as Euro 5.
Euro 5.
Mm-hmm.
So we've gone back to Kaylee's one. That I think I've got the right one.
It's the first time those two vehicles have ever been compared.
And it's coming up at 141 grams per kilometre.
There you go. Oh, that makes lots of sense. That's entirely justifiable then.
Now, let's face it, this isn't about eco, is it? This is what I said it is.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. The figures bear it out. There's no question it's got anything to do with air quality. It can't have.
Absolute nonsense. All right. Now I've got another one.
Yep.
So I've gone for something a bit more tame. An RS4 Avant.
Oh.
So again, this is a 2019 car. Unfortunately in matte black.
That's practical.
Yeah, it's just, you know what? I mean, neither of us are particular Audi people, but this is just, it really spoils it. This, I mean, they're overstyled, but I tell you what, we've said it before as well, but the interior of Audis, my goodness me, they get those right.
They're very good at interiors. They are very good at interiors. Yes.
Not only is it beautifully laid out, but it's in materials that are of quality, and it's like, yes, you've nailed this. I will give Audi every bit of credit for that. However, so 2019 Audi RS4 Avant, 2.9 V6.
Okay.
The TFSI engine, 44 grand, ULEZ compliant, Euro 6 rated, absolutely fine.
Yeah, well, there we go.
Not an issue at all with that.
Why?
Well,
and that's a V6.
Yeah, that's yeah, forced
yeah.
induction V6. So yeah. That's super efficient. That.
Apparently so. Oh dear. Okay. Yes, that's a good one. That's a nice vehicle. Yeah, nice vehicle. If I was going to have an Audi, it would have to be an Avant of some description. I did enter a competition to win one recently, but I didn't. Unfortunately.
Did you?
I did indeed. Yes, it came up, and I thought, I'm going to have a go at that.
You're going to have a go at that?
I didn't. It was the V10. It was the one with the Lamborghini engine.
Oh right, you are 100% correct to have a go at that. Yep.
Oh, absolutely. It was the only one that you would. I knew you would be fine with that.
I would be fine with that one, and I'd be fine with the layer cake one, obviously.
Obviously. Yes, those are the two that are acceptable. But I didn't win it, so that was disappointing.
That's fine. So what you got next on our list of ridiculous?
Okay, coming a bit further down now, in terms of price and age and things, but it's a good one. It's one you would never have guessed.
I'm sure. Yes.
A Maserati Gran Turismo.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was your segue into a Jag.
I know that comes later. There is a Jag on the list.
Of course, there's a Jag. Later. So
yes,
you've got. And what year of Gran Turismo are we talking here?
Oh, that's a very good question because I haven't found a specific one, but we are looking at the 4.2 V8. So what years are we looking at for that? Because I haven't found a specific example, you see, because I wasn't that organised.
Well, so I'm going to assume it would probably be the long-winded one that was about, I mean, if excluding facelifts, ran from 2007 to 2019 from the button I just pressed.
Yes, I'm looking at a 2019 one here that fits the bill. So yes, I would say so with the 4.2 V8. Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a little look-see. So we're saying 4.2. 4.2. Yep. Okay, I'm looking up some figures. 330 grams per kilometer for the 4.2 V8. Again, another one that is just so environmentally conscious. It's
spot on. Euro 4 on this one, so yeah.
That's great. I mean, that will keep your air so clean.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, because there's a lot of thought for the environment gone into that car.
You drive that in central London, you are not only saving the polar bears, but you are aiding their mating ritual. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Absolute perfection.
Dirty but true. Yeah.
I mean, I love those. I absolutely adore those cars. They will ruin you.
Oh, they will. I mean, I've looked at Quattroportes in the past, thinking, because they can be had for 5 or 6 grand now. You think that's awfully tempting.
Yeah. But I mean, the running costs are wrong per month.
Yeah. When it goes wrong, and it is a when it goes wrong. Yeah. That 5 or 6 grand is
Would you like to know the combined MPG for that car?
Of the Gran Turismo.
Of the Gran Turismo with the 4.2.
Please.
I mean, the environmentally conscious fuel consumption is of 19 mpg.
That's I'm surprised it's that high, actually.
It's nuts.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, sorry, no. What that is environmentally conscious. Well done.
Well, apparently, according to TfL, it is. Yeah.
So what have I got that I could probably squeeze in around there? Oh, I know what I've got. Could I interest you in
Probably.
another? I don't know. I doubt it. Hang on. What year is it before I'm going to commit to this? So this is a 2013. This car.
Yeah.
This is and it's from a brand that's, I mean, just renowned for its eco credentials. So I've got the 2013 Bentley Continental GT Speed with the the 6-litre W12.
I'm glad we've got a Bentley on the list, because that again is the epitome of environmental friendliness.
Yeah, that is a Euro 5 car, and that is 338 grams per kilometre. Again, it's absolute perfection in terms of eco credentials, and the similar MPG to the Maserati, coming out at 19 for the combined figure.
There you go. Isn't that lovely?
I mean, it is. I know it's a bit vulgar and I know it's a bit much, but I actually quite like the Continental, dare I say it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's something about Bentleys, isn't there? They're kind of very silly, but you can't help really liking it.
Yeah.
I like the attention to detail on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, nice places to sit as well.
Nice bit of knurling.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that. But again, questionable, shall we say?
Very, yes. Much like my next choice, which is also from the VW group.
Is it? Okay, what have we got for us?
This one's well within budget. In fact, this one's less than half budget.
Oh.
Yes, or starts from.
Okay, go
on. The Audi R8.
Oh God! And when you say the Audi R8, are we talking proper early one with the V8 engine, or slightly later with the V10?
I'm looking at the 4.2 V8. So yeah, early one, nice. 2000. Got a specific example of a 2008 58 plate car here, currently for sale with a dealer for 24,995.
Oh, do you know what? That would be a really good buy.
It probably would, actually. Yeah, it probably would. It's not in a great color scheme, I have to say, or at least not for me. It's like in a sort of pale metallic blue with a cream interior. Doesn't seem quite right. It is lovely. It doesn't seem quite. It's not quite to my taste, but
no, that's fine. That's fine. But still,
yeah.
Oh, but that's good.
Yeah, it is. It is. Now on the ULEZ front, just looking up the details here. So we have. But oh no, that's the V10. Oh well, the V10's 285 grams per kilometre. I would look at the V8.
So I think I'm ahead of you here.
Oh, have you got it? Okay.
So the CO2 for the R8, so the V10 to V8 to 4.2 is 332 grams per kilometre.
There you go. Beautifully compliant. Yes.
Yeah. Again, brilliant. And that comes out at Euro 5, so that's absolutely fine.
Absolutely fine. Start that up and breathe deep. Yes.
Mm.
There you
Yeah.
are. All
Nothing
fine.
but dreams and fairies coming out of the exhaust there.
Oh, yes. Runs on unicorn tears, I believe.
Quite.
Yes.
I have to say, I think these days, I think it's calmed down a little bit because there was quite a stigma around an R8. But I think now, an early one,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
you could get away with that.
I think that's potentially a bit of an investment, actually, because I think they will ultimately go up in value. I don't think they've finished coming down in value yet.
Probably not.
No, I think they've got a bit further to fall, but then I think they'll bounce. That could be a future investment, but probably not. Probably not quite yet. I think they'll drop a bit further.
I
But
think it'd be really
certainly on Auto Trader, they're starting from 25 grand now, which is a lot of performance for the money.
That's a lot of car for the money, and just imagine get an early one in a manual.
That's naughty. That. Yes. I think, and we're not, as we know, we're not big Audi fans. But
we're not. But I could really see the appeal of that in the same way that dare I say it, I quite like the appeal of a Mark 1 TT Quattro.
Yes, no, I get that. I do get that. I do get that. It's not a car that I don't think I would ever buy, but I do get it. I don't understand why you might. Yeah.
Some lovely choices. So what shall I follow that with now? So what I could offer you with supreme eco credentials, finished in Highlands green, but a 5-litre V8 Bullet Mustang.
Oh,
now that's
is
Euro 6 compliant.
Of course it. How? Was built in the 60s.
No, this is the new one.
New one. Okay.
This
right.
is a 2020 Bullet Mustang.
Oh, I quite like. There's one of those around here. I know who owns it. I have a. Mustangs get a bad rap. I've got a bit of a soft spot for a Mustang. I would have a Mustang.
I would absolutely have one, and I'll tell you what, I would absolutely have a Bullet one. Perfect. Really.
Even though it's a shameless marketing exercise.
Of course it is. Of course it is. However, I mean, with Euro 6 credentials, I mean, it's fine.
Oh, have at it. Yeah, that is lovely. That's possibly my favourite of everything we've talked about so far.
What's your favourite so far? Interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I've got a real, a bit of a hankering. I know I'm a bit of a Jag man, but I do have a bit of a hankering for a Mustang. I always have. Because as we established in last week's episode, we're very much a Ford family.
Yes. It seems to course through the veins.
It's there. It never goes away. Yes.
That's ridiculous. Let's face
it.
It's insane.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
A brand new 5-litre Mustang and go, I'll just pop into London for the day. Not a problem. Oh, what did you have to pay on the ULEZ? Oh, nothing.
Oh, nothing. It's all fine. Yeah, they love this. Yeah. They're fine with that.
Yeah. And that's £2 gone just doing that.
That was a £5. Just gone. Yes.
Absolutely nuts.
Oh, my word.
Come on, bring us back to sensible. Come on.
My next two could be, certainly one of them could be described as classics.
Okay.
Because I had to put them in.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're older is perhaps even worse that they're ULEZ compliant. In fact, one of them I'm even going to double check before I say it because it's so ridiculous.
Oh God!
You can't believe be. Yes, it is. Right.
Definitely is. Okay.
It is. Right, okay. And this is a car we have discussed. This is a car that has appeared many times on this podcast and was even on the list of my potential purchases. And who knows, maybe one day.
Okay.
The BMW 750i E38.
Got to be taking the piss.
Nope. V12.
That's on the list,
and
it's fine. I mean, and I know that's in budget.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is in budget. Yeah, absolutely. You're talking for the 750. You're talking between 10 and 15 grand now, depending on condition and mileage. From the information I've got here is ULEZ compliant. It meets the rules.
That is insane.
Now that's a late 90s to early noughties car.
With a massive V12 engine.
With a massive V12 under the bonnet. Yeah. Yeah, and it's a Bond car.
Well, I mean, that's... don't get me wrong.
Although technically that was a 740 badge to the 750, but we'll gloss over that.
Yeah, so the 750 was actually... So it was they were 5.4 V12s?
Well, I was trying to find that out. Some places list it as a 5 litre. Some places list it as the 5.4. So yeah, I think most places seem to have it as the 5.4. So yeah, I believe that is the case. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, you get points for that. You get points for A, it being ridiculous, and B, it being Bond.
Quite the fact that any Bond car is on this list.
That's good. Yeah. That's really good. Oh my god.
But yeah, the E38 750. I'm having to double check myself because I don't want to say something that's not true. But yeah, everything I'm seeing here says it's ULEZ exempt.
It's nuts.
Is that the most ridiculous so far?
This is one of those instances where I probably go hold my beer, because what I've got next is possibly more daft.
Okay, even more daft than that.
So what I've got is something that looks classic but isn't.
Okay.
Bit of a... I wouldn't say kit car special because it's done by a very reputable brand. So this is a DAX de Dion Cobra. So
wow,
it's a Cobra recreation.
Yeah.
SVA registered in 2017. Is £48,500. Is one of the best Cobra replicas I have ever seen.
Okay.
Money has been thrown at this, and it has a 5-litre V8. An old V8. So a 5-litre V8 running on carbs.
Lovely. Yeah.
So this isn't one that I can nip onto Parker's and see the figures on. I wouldn't think so. No. This is CO2 off the charts and MPG in single digits.
Yeah. Oh, easily. Yeah.
Actually,
that's not built for economy.
No, actually, let me send you this article so that you can see how good the recreation is.
Let's get a look. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This is not done with bits of old Cortina or Sierra. This is...
No, it isn't. That's very faithful. Yeah.
This is very faithful. It's got a Chevy engine and a lot of Jag underpinnings.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And proper DAX developed chassis, Jaguar running gear, but specialist adjustable suspension. It's honestly, it's what a thing.
Yeah, that is lovely. Oh, an excellent choice. I wouldn't have thought of anything like that.
But that free, not a problem. Just pop in.
Yeah, no, just pop in. That'll be fine. Yeah, leave that bad boy running outside Harrods, and you no bother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a contender for the most ridiculous.
I think I was confident with my Beamer, but I think you've topped it. Yes.
Go on then. What have you got, Elsie? Because you got one left, and you said it's sort of potential classic.
Potential classic. Yeah, I mean, this is. I had to have a Jag on the list, and in fact, you could have pretty much any R badged Jag. They are all S-Type R. I know is XJR, XFR, XKR. They're all ULEZ compliant. But to pick one specifically, which is a car I'm paying particular attention to at the moment as a potential successor to the current, I'm going for the X351 XJR.
Oh, that's good. Because I mean, how refreshing is that to know that if you were to pull the trigger, you could pop into central London ULEZ compliant.
No bother at all. Now we're certainly looking at. I'm just going to get some current figures here. We're certainly we're starting for one of those for an X351 XJR. They can be had for, let's see here. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at you're less than 15 for one of those now.
That's mad, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's a 5-litre supercharged V8. 500 and well, there's different versions of it, but around between 500 and 550 brake on one of those. All, as I say, all the R badge Jags are ULEZ compliant. So you could have any. You could have an XFR, an XKR, an S-Type R, any of them. They're all fine.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Whether it's the older 4.2 Jaguar engine or the later 5-litre Ford V8, it's they're all fine. So the XJR, the X351 XJR is Euro 6.
Right. Do you know what? We've mentioned Bond a few times here, haven't we? So you've mentioned an X351 Jag XJ. Get yourself an XJR free.
Free.
Now, I'm going to reference Skyfall here.
Okay. Well, now there is an X351 XJ in that.
Yeah, and M's car was actually a V6 diesel.
Yes, I believe it had the same engine that's in my car, the 3-litre twin turbo.
Yeah. And that, unfortunately, that's going to cost you £12.50 a day.
I know my car isn't ULEZ compliant. I'm aware of that. That was part of the reason it was so cheap.
So let's face it, for M to operate in that vehicle in central London, if you take the congestion charge and the ULEZ charge, she will be paying £30 a day.
True, and as we know, the rear near side alloy needs refurbing.
Well, quite.
Because that had quite a whack.
Yeah, it did. However, there you go. That's nuts.
I knew my car. Any of that 3-litre twin turbo V6 was in loads of cars. It was in the XJ. I think they used it in various Range Rovers, XF. So yeah, I knew that wasn't. That was part of the reason my car was cheaper. It's not ULEZ compliant. But the 5-litre supercharged V8, no bother. Off you go, sir.
No, that's fine. So I'm just going to run a little comparison for us. So, for instance, you're talking the 5-litre V8 supercharged, glorious engine, like you say, fully compliant, Euro 5, 270 grams per kilometre, not a problem. The exact details of the car that Em was ferried about in, because the reg it was a completely valid reg, and you can look it up.
Yes.
189 grams per kilometre.
There you go. Yeah.
What a load of nonsense. So,
isn't it?
I've got one left on my list, and the one left on my list is the one I'm going to have.
Well, I've just done the one I'm going to have, so that's
worked out really well, because this was in no particular order. However, this is the one I'm having. So I've got myself a fully ULEZ compliant Porsche 911 991 Carrera manual.
Of course. I never thought to look at Porsches, strangely.
A proper good sort of base level 911. Not an issue at all.
Thing. Pure, you see. Pure.
Yeah.
That's
pure
what that is.
manual.
Yeah.
So that's it. Yeah. Non-S manual, steel brakes, in black, light grey interior, the slightly nicer 20-inch silver Carrera Classic wheels, and I'm like, that's £44,500.
Beautiful spec. Yeah.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
Yep. Sold to the dickhead over here if he had that money lying around.
Oh, absolutely. Well, if tonight's lottery ticket comes off, I'll treat you. But
appreciate it. Thank you, mate. But what a thing.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's a bit of you. That is. That's a really nice, simple, pure spec, which is exactly what I know you would go for. Yeah, that's lovely. It
does come back to the point, and I know we've been silly about this, but what we've tried to do here is
not in every case.
But you know what I mean. What we've done here is we've been particularly daft.
Yes.
For a very good reason. Now this is dangerously consumer, or I don't know the best way to put it. We've been really sort of silly about this to go, actually, we're highlighting a point of how daft the system is.
Yes. Oh, it is. There's no defending it. Yeah, absolutely. The fact that all these cars we've mentioned are ULEZ exempt, I don't understand on what basis that decision has been made, unless it is the volume of those vehicles currently registered in the UK. But I don't understand why you would make anything exempt of that on that basis.
No, it's
zero emissions vehicles, of course, ultra low emission vehicles, of which there are many, of course. But this kind of stuff, saying, oh, there aren't going to be many Lamborghini Aventadors knocking around, so we won't worry about that. Well, that's not the point, is it? Of course, why make anything like that exempt? If you're about air quality, you want to discourage those sorts of vehicles from driving in the city. Why make anything with a V12 or a V8 exempt? Even if there aren't many, who cares? It doesn't matter if there aren't many. Even if there's only 5 of them knocking around, why make them exempt? It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense. as we sort of said at the beginning, it's the cynic in me that goes, you know what? It keeps the rich happy and very much taxes the people that are in there doing business. You think that's going to be tradesmen, delivery drivers, anything like that they have absolutely no choice but to operate in those vehicles and have to do the jobs in central London.
Yeah. Are you suggesting the sort of people that donate large sums of money to political parties and who potentially are likely to be owners of some of these vehicles, you think that that's playing a part in it at all?
I mean, now you bring it up, I would say, yes, you are probably in the region of 100% correct.
No, just a thought.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
It's diabolical, isn't it?
It's hard to justify.
That's the thing of going, look, I can't sit here and sort of knowingly say, well, actually, this is ridiculous. It's like, yeah, there probably should be clean air charges for inner cities.
For inner cities, certainly. I mean, yeah, air quality is a genuine problem. I don't think anyone can really argue with that. That's why I think the new electric black cabs, even if they're not driven very well, as per your experience recently,
yes.
That
Still
is a
recovering.
perfect. It is an absolutely perfect use case for electric.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely perfect. Short journeys all day, stop-start traffic. It's perfect. It saves the operator a fortune.
Mm-hmm.
And those old diesel TXs or whatever they were, they're pretty cack in terms of a driving experience.
Absolute toss.
Yes.
Toss.
No power, especially when they're fully loaded. The electric is perfect for that. They should all be, as should post office vans, as should the buses.
Yep.
All that stuff should be pure electric. It's absolutely perfect. It is the dream technology for that use.
Okay. So let's face it, we've been facetious to raise awareness.
I hadn't thought of that, but you're quite right. We have, yes. Okay. Yes, we're making a point. Yeah.
Really nice cars on our list, and it's nice that we've both picked a car that we'd like to take home. So that's good.
We also both haven't picked the same one, which often happens on these lists.
Yeah, we've had no crossover, which is perfect. So there's some real diversity, and I think we've done well. So, and we've had some feedback of late, and said that people are enjoying the lists again because it's been a little while.
We haven't done a list in ages, have we? No, that's true.
So, can I task us again then?
Sure.
What I've got before we wrap up is I've got us a task. So we need to find someone a car.
Yes. Okay. I am aware of this. Yes.
Yeah, you're aware of this because it slightly delayed our start.
Yes, it did. While you were dealing with said issue. Yes.
Yes. So.
Okay.
What we have a budget. So we have a budget of, it's quite specific, £25,000 to £27,000.
Okay. Good amount of money. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good budget, but really in a certain ballpark. Nothing older than 2017.
Okay. I'm making a note of this.
Making a note. Yep. Good.
Nothing older than 27. Okay, so relatively new.
New. Nothing with more than 50,000 on the clock.
Okay.
Spacious rear seats. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think,
as in we're carrying a dog or we're carrying lots of people.
Basically, the criteria is 2 adults in the rear in comfort.
Okay. Yeah, got it. Okay.
Not a hatchback, because like to carry camping gear.
Wouldn't a hatchback be good for that?
More that I think what they're saying is they'd prefer a larger vehicle. I think we're being basically led down an estate route.
I was going to say, if you don't want a hatch and you want to carry camping gear, then that's an estate car, isn't it?
That is.
Isn't a saloon.
No.
So,
so the biggest issue here is they've gone, I'm not opposed to SUVs. I'm fairly open in general. It's like, well,
so
unfortunately, you've come to the wrong place if you want any support on SUVs.
Well, unless it's a classic Range Rover, then we could talk. But
that falls outside of the criteria immediately. And
I suspect the decent one falls outside of that budget now as well, sadly.
Yeah.
But,
and one thing that is mentioned that is not vital, but it's a bonus, and I'd be mildly interested if it had it, would be four-wheel drive.
Okay, well, there's lots of estate cars that are four-wheel drive. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we bothered about what fuels it?
No mention of it.
Okay, just checking. It's fine. Is there any kind of brand exclusion with this particular individual? Is I would not consider anything French, or I would not consider anything, with a green logo or something like that. I don't know. Any kind of brand issues there? Anything we need to steer away from?
I mean, you raised it as a merely flippant comment, but I don't see them going French.
Okay. No, it's a genuine thing. Yeah.
I also, because purely of the stigma, I don't, and no, not purely because of the stigma combined with the styling, he would not go Tesla.
Well, there's no estate car there anyway.
No, there's not. But you could probably make a case for the S based on his criteria, but he wouldn't have it because of everything in and around.
No, that's fair enough. I don't think I would at the moment either, which is a great shame. As we know, the Model S is a deeply practical car. And would certainly swallow up a selection of camping equipment. In fact, you can camp in it.
I've heard that the optimum temperature for that is 18 degrees, just for the record.
Oh, I preferred 19.5, but it's all personal choice.
No, apparently not. No, we've had it dictated to us. A certain someone will know what I'm talking about there.
I can guess. Okay, that's fine. So ideally not French and not a Tesla, although a Model S would, even at that age, would fit comfortably in that budget. We are now, just as a slight aside, we are now in a world where you can get a Model S for less than 10 grand.
It's an odd world we live in.
Prices are continuing. I keep an eye on it, although I'm not in the market for one at the moment because of the issues, but issues not relating to myself. They have now, for early Model S's, 2014, 2015 cars have fallen below 10 grand.
That's
my word. That's a lot of car for the money.
Oh God, yeah. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. It really is. I'd be sorely tempted by that if it wasn't for a certain individual. Although there is a bumper sticker which I believe is being put out by the Owners Club and is proving very popular at purchase, which says, "I bought this before Elon went nuts."
Oh, I see. That's a really good caveat.
It is, isn't it? Yes.
I like that.
Yes, it's proving very popular.
Yeah, I bet it fucking is. Okay.
Absolutely. There's a lot of very reasonable people who own Teslas and who will not share his current views on the world.
Quite. Okay, right. Well, that's good. We've
Okay.
dealt with the list. We've dealt with it brilliantly while tackling a genuine issue.
Yeah, no, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that.
But now we've got a
report back.
new list. So yes, we've done our
Yes.
ULEZ list. We've tackled current affairs based on that. Now we've got to actually help someone out and make sure they do not spear off and do something very silly.
How many alternatives should we come up with, do you think?
Or
just one each, perhaps. I don't know.
No. Where's the variety in that? I think 5 each.
5 possibles each. Okay, it's a good budget. It's a good age. You get a lot for that money.
Mm-hmm.
Not too specific in the specification. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yeah, let's do it. Right. Yeah. Well, that's good. We'll do that. We'll feed it back to the individual in question, and oh my goodness, I hope they don't cock it up in the meantime.
If they go off and buy a car before we're able to publish our list, it could be an issue, couldn't there? Especially of the 2 vehicles they were initially looking at, which you told me about earlier.
I might name and shame during the actual episode, depending on progress.
You might have to, or especially if they've gone out and bought one.
Oh, can you imagine? No, that's not worth it. It's the stuff of nightmares.
It might be the end of the friendship.
Yeah. Things could
kick off. It's that serious.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Right. Well, we'll come back with that. We'll come back with actual consumer help next week.
I'll work on that. Very good.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.